Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. This is part 4 of remaking my first miniature. If you haven't seen the other parts, go check them out before you watch this one. In today's episode, we're going to be finishing off the entire bar. And make sure you stay till the end of the video, because I've added an extra secret mechanism to the bar in addition to the other ones. So let's get started. As you've seen, I've just added a top to the bar section as I thought it needed a little extra detailing. I've also added an ice tray to the back of the bar counter. And right here, I'm making a bar tap. I've done this because I felt like the bar counter was a bit plain and it needed something extra. I've just done this with basically some circular brass pieces and some wooden dowels. With a Dremel, I've shaved them down to a size and a shape that I'm happy with, and then I attach them all together. Now with the base structure of the bar pretty much finished, it's time to stain it. I made sure to add a few extra layers onto the bar because I wanted the bar to be a lot darker and richer compared to the flooring and the walls. Now with the rest of the bar left to dry, I was able to move back onto the beer taps, just painting them black, adding a little glaze over them to give them a nice shine, and gluing them all together. With the bar now fully dry, I was able to glue the top onto the back section. I made sure not to glue it all together because I still need to place the mirror inside. With the bar at a level I was happy with, I was able to move on to the lampshades for the lights on the wall. I wanted to continue that Art Deco 1920s vibe, so with some mount board I was able to create a simple yet effective design that I think worked well with the whole set. After all the pieces had been cut out, I just used some super glue to attach them together. Then, with some black paint, I went over all of it, making sure not to leave any white spaces. Once the paint had dried, I went over all of it with some glaze to make the black pop a little bit more. Then, with some beige paper, I filled in all the open spaces on the lampshades. When that was all done, I felt like it needed a little something extra, so using some thin wire, I created a very simple pattern onto the face of the lampshades. Once they were finished, it was time to attach them to the wall with some super glue. After that was done, I was able to move back onto the mirror. I started by securing the mechanism in place into the back of the bar. I then just measured and cut out the piece of mirror I needed, and with some PVA glue attached it into the bar. I also decided to make a miniature rifle for the top of the bar as a decorative mantelpiece. With some balsa wood, I was able to draw on the stock of the rifle, and then with a scalpel I was able to whittle the wood down until I was happy with the general shape. I then gently sanded it down to smoothen out the edges. For the barrel of the rifle, I just used some brass wire, cutting them to size and then painting them black. With some even thinner wire, I was able to make the trigger for the gun as well. Initially I had stained the stock of the rifle, but I really wasn't happy with the way it turned out, so with some brown acrylic I went over the whole thing and I was much happier with the way it looked. Then for the stand of the rifle, I just cut out some balsa wood, stained it and added 2 wires that would hold up the rifle. And now for that secret mechanism I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Seeing as this bar was also meant to act as an escape tunnel, I realised that just revealing the tunnel through the mirror wouldn't necessarily work, as it wouldn't allow anybody to actually escape through it. So what I decided to do was add 3 hinges on the left hand side of the bar, which would allow it to swing open, making it easier for someone to actually escape through it. Before gluing the bar counter permanently onto the bar, I added some ice into the ice tray, as even though you won't see that from the front, it's still a nice detail to have that adds to the realism of the whole piece. And with all the building basically done, it's time to add the finishing touches. And here we have it, my finished miniature bar. I'm so happy with how this turned out. This is such a massive improvement on my first miniature that I made almost 10 years ago. This has been such a fun project to work on from start to finish. Thank you to everybody who's watched, liked, commented and subscribed. I honestly really appreciate it. And now that this project is finally finished, I can move on to my next project. And all I'm going to say for now is that it's going to be a lot larger and a lot more detailed. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.